Good morning, folks. Welcome back to my channel, BenardsTrade. Before we get into what we have today, I would like us to do a quick review of the pairs we called out last week. For this week, talked about US 100, NASDAQ. I marked at a level that I believed price will buy from, but price never came back to that zone. This was it. Then the target wasn't much, just here. If you go back to the previous video, you will see it. This was the target. I was hoping price would trade down to this zone. It was just 1:2. Buying here, taking profit here, but price didn't come down. As you can see, it went straight to the profit target. I didn't participate in this move. I was hoping that it would trade down, but it didn't. So on Monday, this was all that we got. Then on Tuesday, it ran our target. Then USOIL. I had a buy information around here. I wanted to buy if price comes back to this zone. But when I got to my screen on Sunday midnight, I think an hour, just this first hour, this first candle, but when I got, my price was around somewhere at, I think, at this lowest. So I took a buy from there. From this zone, I took a buy, targeting the range I was looking at. My stop was, I talked about this low being my stop, and it didn't pan out so well. The first fair value gap we had, price respected it. The second one, so since this was respected, I don't expect, if we will continue buying, I don't expect this to be violated. So I brought my stop to this low, and because I know if it violates it, we'll be going to these lows, which it did. It violated it and went straight for those lows. Then I talked about EURNZD as well, and boom, this is it. Looking at the weekly time frame, I was hoping for this week that would trade just to this low. I was hoping that we would trade to this low, but we failed to do that. Right now, I am no longer bearish on this pair. So price took out the swing low and we closed up. So there is a fair value gap here. Price traded into it on Monday and sold off to the first target, traded into it here. And this is a very good sell information. If you would have sold from that zone at the entrance of that fair value gap to this high, at least it should give maybe 1:2 or so, 1:1.9. But if you are using this breaker, maybe it will get you 1:2, yeah. And it did just that. So for this week, I wouldn't be looking for that same sales. I am bullish on this now. My outlook for the coming week is this. The ones like this, USD card, gold, and Euro card, that I didn't include my buyers for the coming week, I wouldn't be talking about them. I'll be talking about Euro USD, Euro New Zealand, USOIL, UKOIL, AUD card, EURCHF, GBP Swiss franc, gold. Sorry, I will be talking about gold, GBP New Zealand dollars. So I have my buyers written out already here. Buys, sells, and all of it. So I'll start with Euro USD. For Euro USD, what do I think would happen? Where do I think price would trade to? I think we would go for this high. 1, 2. They are looking good to me. We might also trade. We might take out this one as well. This is what I would love to see. Doesn't mean it will necessarily do it. This is what I would love to see. A retracement, a pullback to this zone, then I would buy from there. I wouldn't just jump in. I would want to see a confirmation. Then I'll join it to that high. The next one is Euro New Zealand. For Euro New Zealand, what do I want to see? The weekly, this is how the weekly looks. I would also target this, even when we take out this high. Now, let me paint a scenario that I want to see. I would want to see a large displacement candle trading above this swing high. Another one trading higher will leave a fair value gap. If price comes back to it, I would buy again and target this high. I would hold it to this high. That's the scenario I'm trying to see. I'm painting for this market. That's what I want to see. Doesn't mean that it would happen that way, but I would buy to this high for this coming week. Then on the daily, what I also want to see is a displacement above this, leaving a fair value gap. Then we can use it to continue going higher. How will I, or where will I position my buy and trades for this? This is what I would do. I will use the lowest low of these candles, SL at this low, and TP right here. Then I would add 10 pips extra for my stop. Stop was, okay, 10 pips extra for my stop. Yeah, so this is what I will do. This is what I will be taking. Then on to the next. That will be US oil. Now, this, I'm still bullish on this market. I still think we will buy. I still believe we will buy. What I'll be doing is taking a buy. Once the market opens, this is what I will do. I will take a long from position here, just buy and sell slightly below this low. Then I would go for the high. This one is to sell. Slick. Maybe just add a little room for my SL to breathe a little. This will be my formation going in for the new week. I wanted to buy somewhere here. It peaked using this Forex.com, but with the broker I'm using to trade, it didn't pick me. It's actually a funded account, so it didn't pick me on my prop. So moving on, the next one, UKOIL. UKOIL, I have the same bias with USOIL, so the same thing. They are correlated. This is 1:5. So if you're getting the two of them, 1:5, 1:7, that's cool. Once it books, it might even be done for the week. The next one I would be looking at is AUDCAD. AUDCAD, this is my target for the week that we're going into. This is my target. I love how we ran out these highs and traded inside it. So this is what I'll be looking at for the next coming week. I will be a seller at this point. My SL right here, then I'll target this low. That's 1:4 code. And looking at the weekly time frame, I would also mark out a level. Now, I will take partials here. This 1:2.4 and full target. So why will I take partials here? Well, this is last week's. By next week, this will be last week's low. Now, what do I want to see? We open and run to this zone, then starts crashing down. If we happen to take this low first, I wouldn't be interested in this. The next one is Euro-Swiss franc. I have this already mapped out. This is what I will be. It's almost the same thing that I liked in a UDCAD. Run at this high, close inside the high. I'll be a seller at the entrance of this fair value gap. My stop will be here. You can also adjust your own to this high. You can get 1:4 out of it, but to be on the safer side, 1:3 is also cool. You target that low. Then, once this low is taken out, you can take partials. That's this week's low. Once it's taken out, you can take partials. Also, you wouldn't want it to be traded to first. I wouldn't want price to open and come to this low first, then start running up. I wouldn't want to see that. I would want us to tap in, then start going down. So I can take partials here, then see if we can run down to that low. Then the next one would be GBP pound Swiss franc. Is the same thing with EURCHF. They're the same thing. I'll be expecting the same thing. This is 1:2. So even if I want to adjust SL, it will be on this, not on euro. I can do something like this to see if I can squeeze out 1:3. Then sometimes, can have SMT and you will be surprised. So better safe than sorry. So here is okay. 1:2 is also a good reward. You just roll with it like that. This is what I'll be looking at, and this is a low I wouldn't want to be taken at first. Then the last would be this GBP. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting this high to be traded to. I'm expecting price to trade into all these zones. I'm expecting this level. So, but for this week, I will be more interested. For this coming week, I'll be more interested in this swing high and watch how I can follow it up. So the same thing I want to see in this is displacement, leaving a fair value gap. This is a daily chart. So if we take this target, come back into that zone, I will be buying more to this target. Almost the same formation. So I would go in for the long. I would go in from here, SL here, and I'll target this high. This is what I would like to buy, where I would like to buy from. I can also add 10 pips to my SL. I think this is more than 10 pips, but you can just add 10 pips to this low so that it would have space to breathe. Then you can also use this low if you feel like, I'll be comfortable with here. It's better that it picks me and go to my direction than it didn't pick me, then just come really close and goes straight to my target. I wouldn't want that. So I would rather buy from here than buy from here, which is more better. Depends. The both of them are almost the same. Let's say I'm buying from here and putting my stop just right at this low. I'm having 1:3.8. If I'm buying from here, 1:5. That's okay. I have at least 1 point something different. But I would rather buy from here. That will be it for next week. That's all I'll be looking at. I wish you all a profitable week ahead and stay safe.